Hello, hello. I am back. I'm late. Oh, let me go ahead and pop up my overlay. As you can see, I'm late. My car broke down. I had to fix some things. My battery was being weird. And now we have a little bit of a headache. But productivity can be its own medicine. So we're going to solve that problem ourselves. Let me go ahead and throw on some music, and then we'll explain what we're doing today. If you'll mind me, I'm going to keep the mix pretty low in my headset. Hopefully it's not blowing you all out. I just really don't want more of a headache. I understand staring at a computer screen's maybe not the best solution for that, but I'll be all right. I just need to relax. So yesterday, we made most of this bad boy. This is the spool for our fishing rod. Fishing rod's there. And we messed up the normals a little bit. I want to fix them. Fix them is going to be a little difficult, but we can get around to it. But it's not the first thing we're going to do. That's a quality of life thing. It's not necessary. I know it's ugly, but it's not necessary. Once we put our texture on it, it actually looks pretty good. So you might have seen me do this yesterday as we were clearing out. I put this little reflective texture that gets sort of like a neon crazy color when you go to the edge. I think it's really beautiful. I think it's really nice. I'm very proud of this texture. If you want to see what that looks like, it is this. So it's a Fresnel going into a gradient with this sort of half rainbow and then just a normal glossy. So yeah, I'll go ahead and call that, we'll call this Pretty Metal. And we'll call this one Rusty Metal. And that should be our two textures. Yeah, Pretty Metal and Rusty Metal. Cool. So, now we got to start thinking what comes next. And next is going to be frustrating. I need to put string on this thing. And yikes. I have a couple of ideas, but it's going to be a thought. So, here's my thought. Here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to add a mesh, a cylinder. I'm going to make the cylinder pretty low res. And we're going to transform it. Same as always. We'll get it small. And then we'll make it big on just this axis. Right? Needs to be a little bit smaller. It can't be where the screws are. Okay, right about there. Nope, that fills. Okay. New thought here. Let's punch a hole in this thing. So I'm going to go into edit mode. I'll punch a hole just right where that is. We will grab this face and this face, and we will punch a hole through it right there. Believe that's perfect. Now the depth. I'm actually going to bring it out a little bit. Okay, now we're going to get rid of these guys. Excuse me, all of a sudden I'm sniffly. Not sure where that came from. I'm going to delete faces. It's probably a smarter way to do that. Hold on. Let's go ahead and do that. And then now I will delete faces. That doesn't solve our problem now, does it? No, not at all. Okay. We'll do it the hard way. Using orthographic, and then I'm going to offset just a little bit. We can go ahead and just grab vertices and face them together. Nice and simple and easy. And we're just going to do it as quick as we can, not thinking about it, not worrying. You're not even going to see this part when you do it. It just has to exist because we're going to be doing some volumes, I think. And volumes are a fickle beast for sure. All right. So, making sure my mic works. Yesterday my mic cut out for a little chunk of time, and that was not fun. There's just a lot of forces that don't want us to stream on time, and I think all of them could be blamed on me. So let's do that. There we go. So we got that, and then we'll put all this back. And officially, there's no seams. Everything's nice and clean on here. Cool. So I don't think it's going to matter if we do this shade smooth or not. What I am going to do is I need to make circles in there. Here we go. Good luck, me. Theoretically, I could just do an outer circle and make it look kind of nice. But that's not my spirit. I don't want to do that. I'm going to click U. We're going to add a new one, and we're going to call you wire. Okay, here's the thought for me. We're going to use a volume. Where is it? Principled volume. Okay, it's very simple looking here. And then I'm going to use a texture, and I'm going to use a wave, rings, and spherical. Theoretically, doesn't work nearly as much as I want it to. No emission. Black body intensity is just the tint, right? Yeah, we don't want to do that. All right. So that doesn't look good at all. So I think a different way to do this is to put it as a glossy. That's glass. We want gloss. Glossy here. Do you hear this like helicopter going on around the house? Not sure what that is. There we go. Now I got like a metal thing, right? Let's go ahead and change which orientation this rotates on. That looks about right to me. Yikes, it's a little weird. We can follow a really clear tangent to try and make this work, though. Z? Z. Okay. That looks super good. That looks so good. That works. Cool. So now I just got to remove the color. Actually, we'll put the color in, and the color is going to be just white. Hue and saturation. Saturation is set to 0. Value is set to 2. If I was feeling extra fancy, we would do some colored wire. Maybe we'll do that later. A green might work for this. But otherwise, that looks fine, right? You back up to here, we're here. We did that in record time. There's weird little cross sections. My bad. I don't know how to stop that. So yeah, There's a spool with some string on it. We did that relatively quick. Now I gotta figure out what the fishing rod, like the last little bit of it's gonna look like. So let's go into our reference photo here. It looks very strange. It's like incredibly strange looking. Okay. Excuse me. Here's what I think we want to do. I think we want to grab the spool. Let's go back to min. I think we want to grab the spool, and I think we want to rotate it a little bit. Not that way, on the y-axis. Okay, so let's rotate it 45 degrees. That's exactly where we started, so 30 degrees, 25 degrees. I'm not sure I understand what's going on. $90, $45. So we need halfway between 90 and 45. Or halfway between 45. So that's going to be 22. Sure. We'll take it there. If anything, that should be the new normal, but it's not perfect. We could even do 22.5 if we're feeling fancy, which I am always feeling fancy. All right, now let's connect some vertices together because we need to make a bridge that this connects to the fishing rod with. So, not looking forward to this. What I'm gonna do, actually, no, we can make this work pretty nicely, I think. Okay, how I want to do this. Those crows, they are so upset. Buds, it's going to be okay, I promise. We're going to grab you two and you two, and we're going to extrude along normals by the smallest little cusp. That looks all right, honestly. I'll accept that. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, now let's go ahead and connect these vertices together, and then I'll do the actual editing stuff after. Although, maybe I should do this one right now. Let's do this one. So we're going to do that, that, and that. We're going to give them a bevel. I am going to clamp overlap and maximize and make it really nice. That works. I think if I was being a little bit more patient with this mesh, I could come up with a method to reduce the geometry, but who cares? Okay, now, thinking just out loud here for a second. What happens if I do this? How bad does that look? That's kind of gross. I'm just experimenting. Hold on. Just experimenting. If I delete you, and I delete you, and we start grabbing stuff and trying to make shapes. How bad is this gonna be? Is that the worst thing I've ever seen? It's all right. Okay, we'll take it. We'll do it. Sorry for the tries. It's what we deserve, honestly. All right, there's that. And then triangles up top. And we're in. Cool. So that will be how we do it. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with that. That looks good. Okay, let's do the same thing here. So we're going to grab you, and we're going to merge it last. I do not need to be on that selection anymore. We're just going to be very careful. We'll delete those, and then I'll delete these. And we'll just sew the seams back together and move on with our lives. No big deal. No big deal. Huzzah! Hooray. Alright. Now, the next part is going to require a little bit of juggling. But it shouldn't be too hard. If I'm being real smart about this, I have a solution. Hold on. I was going to grab these vertices and just run all the way over here and connect them. But I'm going to need this later. I'm going to need a little break in this path. And instead of dealing with a loop cut, which may backfire on us, why don't I just go for it now? Right, so we'll say how big is the thing that's connecting. It's probably like that big. So we're set. This looks like it would break in 2 seconds, honestly. But I don't know a better way that I can do it, so we're not going to do it. Crows, calm down. What is going on out there? I have to go have a word with them. They're freaking out. I know my neighbors, this might be a little more information than is needed, but my neighbors are pretty, like, not nice to wild animals. I am somebody that loves all animals, so it's a little disconcerting when you hear them screaming at buzzards who are just flying in the air. It's like, relax, they're birds. Flying is what they do. So maybe the crows are upset at them. Is there 2 here? What is that? Why is it clinging? That is certainly a possibility. I would not put it past anybody for that to be the case right now. Okay. So we have the spool and all of its nice, delicious glory. So here's where things are going to get really weird. Oh, how am I going to do this? How on earth am I going to do this? Okay, well, here's a terrible solution to a problem. I'm going to grab these 2, and I'm going to inset a face in them. Sure, we'll just let it go. No, it worked! Oh, I was worried that the faces weren't going to connect. Oh, it's perfect. It worked instantly. Cool. Now I'm going to pull those faces out just a little bit. And we'll do some curvy stuff later on that. Actually, I will do it right now. We put a smooth on it and we just lower it. We go like 0.01. 0.005. Yep, that's the curve I want. Nice and cheap, really easy. And then we pull it on out. We extrude along normals this way. And if anything, we should try and make it flat, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Okay. And then I just got to expand it and stick it on the fishing rod. Yo. Oh, and we need to put the thing that you actually reel with. So let's do that right now. I didn't think about that. That's actually crucial. So if I'm holding a fishing rod, I want to reel with my left hand or my right hand. Let's look that up. It's been so long since I've fished. Which hand do you reel with fishing? Which hand are you supposed to reel with? Okay, so your dominant hand is the one that holds the rod. Your non-dominant hand is the one that reels in. So left-handed. Our man that we're doing... Oh, spoilers. There's a man. He is going to be left-handed, or right-handed. He's pretty typical. So we got to make a reel right here. I think I might have done us a bad, but we'll give it a shot. How are we going to do this? What do I think we're going to do here? Ideally, I want to try and cup it right here. We're going to put a little rod right in there. So how are we going to do it? I'm like, I don't want to just make a cylinder and put a cylinder in here, but I think that's the best way to do it, unfortunately. Let's look up some photos real quick. Fishing rod. What do they look like? Oh, they're like detached. They're not even... Oh yeah, they don't look like this. They don't look like this anymore, that's for sure. Oh yeah, that looks way different. Okay. So maybe I should look up classic fishing rod. Let's do that. Classic fishing rod. Yeah, it just has little points on it. So we'll copy that. Good news is it looks like it's fitted with a different thing. So yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. I got it. I know what we're doing. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not going to think too hard about this. I'm going to kind of sketch myself out if I think about how this is directly connected to the part that's supposed to spin. Let's not think about that. Oh, I already see problems. I'm too much perfectionist for this. Okay, so we're going to add a cylinder, and then we want to divide the cylinder into 3 parts. This is worrying. Okay. I got an idea. We got a cylinder. Let's keep the divisions low and set to a multiple of 3, which may or may not matter. We'll get it long. We'll get it... Nope. We'll get it that. We'll get it nice and flat. We're going to pull it up And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into edit mode, vertices, and I'm going to cut it into pieces. I think this should work. So if I do this and hit J, and this and I hit J. No, hold on. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's cut this thing. Let's make another one. And this one, we're going to give it 30 instead of 15. Just a little bit more. Okay, we're going to go ahead and flatten it, same as before. And we'll come up just so we have a nice little surface to work with. And we'll go into edit mode, vertices. Let's go. Okay, so orthographic view gives us this, that, and this. Works. Let's go one higher. This can work. 1, 2, 1, 2, and this can work. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab you and you and you, and if I poke all of them, what happens? Oh, it's here. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. Okay, so now I'll grab you and you and you, and we will J you. Nicely done, folks. Nicely done. Cool. So theoretically, I'm thinking out loud here. Can I inset a face into this? I can. It's not spherical, though. I wanted it to be a circle. Not the way I want to do it. Okay. Instead, let's grab those faces and subdivide them. No, we'll definitely have to do the inset face. The edge rail is going to help us a little bit. We'll put it here, and then I'm going to grab this, and we're going to smooth it way out. Okay. Make a nice circle. It's kind of a circle. It's not my favorite circle in the world. It'll do. Cool. So we'll repeat those steps for these guys. So we're going to inset a face. Like that. Use an edge rail. Get it smaller. I kind of want it to be even smaller, but we can do that later. And then we'll go ahead and just do one of those all the way to max, and then just keep repeating until we get a nice circle. It's not really a circle. It didn't really work. Okay, how are we gonna make a circle out of this? Think. How are we gonna do this? I don't want to just stick a cylinder into it and cut. I think that would be a little cheaty. I might cheat now that I'm really thinking about it. Who cares, right? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that. Okay, so back. anything, we're actually going to get rid of all of these divisions too. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go into object mode. We're going to add some cylinders. I'm going to try and make my cylinders as low poly as possible because I'm really not trying to mess around like that. We'll say 12. 12 is a good circle. Okay. And we'll scale it to size. We'll push it to the side. We'll push it on through. We'll say you, me, and you. And we're here. Okay. We got what looks to be good. So I'm going to grab you. We're going to mirror you across this weird cylinder here. Does that look about right? That looks about right to me. Let's do the other one first before we do it. What do we kind of call you? I don't know what a Brad is. I'm assuming it's a Brad. So we're going to call you a Brad. There's another cylinder. That is... What is this cylinder that's in here? Is that the wire? I think it is the wire. Yeah, it is. Okay. Cool. So let's go ahead and make another cylinder, and we'll make this one a little nicer. We'll say 18 is fine. We're making a bunch of polys. I'm not pleased about it. We're going to reduce you down to that and bring you on up. Theoretically, that's it. That looks good. So, let's grab our Brad. Let's Boolean and cut out cylinder 2. Hit apply because I'm confident. We'll hit Boolean and we'll hit cylinder 1. And we'll hit apply because I'm confident. And I'll delete those and I'll delete this. We got a Brad. Problem solved. Now, this is where things get a little messy. This is where we got to go into edit mode. And I got to say, hey, dude, why is everything so bad? So let's make it nice again. What? Why did it do that? Hold on. You're going to merge with last. Yeah, problem solved. Okay. We're going to J you. We're going to J you. Keep doing J's until we get the whole thing set. Kit and caboodle. And we're here. Okay. So, trying not to be so disgusting on stream, but you know, sometimes you just get a little bit sniffly. That's life. Now, is this 4? No, this is 4. So that means this is 4. And that makes this a try. Okay, so we got a try. That's okay. Nobody minds a try, right? We'll go ahead and make another try. And we're just kind of double checking that things are working here. Now, I'm sure the bottom is a wreck right now. Oh, wait, hold on. This guy and this guy are going to get Jade, and that one's going to go up there. Right? That's symmetrical? Yeah. Okay. Hello? Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so... yeah, we're going to ignore that bottom face. I'm just going to keep going here. For the sake of absolute transparency, my headache is not in the best place right now. So if I seem a little out of it, you know. All right, we got this going. And I believe we do a triangle here. That can't be correct. Yeah, that's not right. We do a triangle here. Hold on. Something messed up. My math's not checking out here. That's free, and that's a triangle. Correct? Oh, I see. There's no reason for me to have done this. I'm looking at it wrong. Cool. Let's dissolve those faces. I knew something was wrong. Hold on, what? I did something wrong here. Something's very weird. Is that right? Yeah, okay. That's how we do it. Not sure how I messed that up. I was following a pretty strict procedure. There we go. So now we should be back here. We've done it. We made what looks like the thing mountain climbers use, the carbiner or carbiner, whatever those things are called. Okay, so what do I want to be doing? I believe we want to grab all of this. And we want to pull this up. Pull it up just a little bit. But before we can do that, actually, I want to inset a face if possible. Excuse me. Hello? No. We want to just inset these faces. That didn't do what I expected it to do. It did work, though. Why did it work? I'm not sure what's going on. It worked. Okay, sure, we'll take it. I don't care. It's weird. Okay. So now what I can do is I can grab this ring here and I can pull it up right to the length we want, which I am looking at very carefully. Probably could do it a little higher than that. Let's say 0.2. And proportionate just a little bit. That looks decent enough to me. There's certainly some awkward bits here and there, but I'm not against it. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and just do the last part. Okay. The last little bit of this is right here. And this one should be pretty easy. We're going to just do a tiny... What? It always just kind of makes up its own mind when it wants to do stuff like this, you know? Why is it doing it that way? Okay, well, new thought. What if I do this? What happens? That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so if I come in here and I do this... apply to scale. Shift A to apply to scale. I'm not sure what you mean about that. Right now I'm just trying to bevel the inside of this curve. We're going to scale it down correctly in just a moment, if that's what you're saying. Shift A to apply to scale. I'm not sure what you mean. You'll have to follow up. I'm not sure, like, how that applies to what we're doing right now. I think what I actually should be doing is the same step as before. I think if I grab this and inset a hole, I can bevel it from there. If it fixes the problem with the bevel. Okay, let's try it, sure. Let me go ahead and do a save real quick, and we'll go to object mode. Shift A. I mean, that just makes a new mesh for us. Control A, you got it. Apply, let's see what you said. Apply scale. It did something down there. All right, what did that do? You're good, no worries. Any help is good help. Yeah, let's try that bevel now. Oh. Simp. I'm gonna call you Simp, if that's okay with you. You're a hero. That works so well. I couldn't see the light, but you showed me. Yeah. Cool. So, now we got a nice little bevel. I should smooth it out a little bit for that face. Smoothing should probably happen before I do all this, but oh well. So, we'll do some smooths. No, it's not going to work that way. I'm okay with this. It's such a small scale, it shouldn't matter anyway. There we go. That looks decent. I kind of don't like that. Let's change this part real quick. We're going to go ahead and... Hey, Rabbit. Things are going good. If you give me 1 sec to adjust this, you'll see where the whole thing's at right now. We're looking pretty good. All right, we got that to 1.02. And I'll turn on the tiniest proportional edit just to get it nice and round. That's perfect. Cool. Okay, and now what I want to do is I want to grab all of this. That is very weird and inconsistent. I really should redo the bottom, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. You know what? We're just going to let it intersect. I don't care. Okay, cool. So this is our Brad. Yikes. Those normals need some work. This is going to be a project for another day, that's for sure. We'll go ahead and scale it down. I don't know why I'm doing everything to such a small scale, but that's just the way of things. And we'll put it down onto here. So check it. We're going to go left-handed, or right-handed, I mean. It's pretty small, all things considered. So check this. We got it here. We got it here. We're going to put it to 0 on the Y. That's not what I wanted. I wanted 0 on the Z. And I promise I will fix those normals eventually. Just not doing it now. Bada bam. Look at that. No seam on the back. And we got ourselves a little guy right here. I'll push it all the way into this little crevice until it starts to clip. Cool. So what I've done so far, we got all our materials. They're looking nice. I made string in just the cheapest way that I could using a displacement modifier. And we got this brad, which let's go ahead and make it nice and gold real quick. And then we'll make the little part that you grab onto, and I think we might be done with the spool and we can do the fishing rod. I'm always trying to cut that balance between going really fast and going slow enough to do a good job. Nobody sets time limits for me except for myself, but it's just the way that I am. Can't help it. I think I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with the spool. It's definitely a habit for sure. The bit that you spin? You mean like the nut right here? Okay, so here's how I did it last time with a 1.5 on there. And we'll go ahead and give it some nice yellows. I'm going to have to tune these because, you know, that's just how life be. I'd like a lot more of this. Yep, that's nice. Okay, cool. So now we just want to get it really gold colored. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on to just the internet real quick. I'm going to look at some gold gradients and we're going to get the right color. Oh, wow. Gold is really yellow. I didn't realize how yellow gold was. That might be too gold. Let's do this, like a darker, little bit of a black gold. Cool. So we're going to have... Yep, I'm good. I got it. Thank you, Amazon. We're going to be right about here. Those normals are driving me crazy. I know. I see them. I just, you know, that's the way it's got to be for right now. It's going to be that. A little bit more on the yellow end. A little bit brighter. And actually turn that saturation up just a little bit. 0.4. I could turn the saturation way up, I think. There we go. A little bit of gold. Not off bad. Oh, I gotta make screws. I forgot about the screws. Oh, screws. All right, let's do a screw. Screws are actually really easy. I say that, and then I'm going to sit and struggle with it for like an hour. Hold on. Let's not say it's easy. Screws should be easy. We'll do an icosphere. It doesn't need to be super dense. We'll say 4. We're going to drop it down. We're going to flatten it by a whole bunch. Probably right about there. And then I'm going to make a plus sign with literally anything. Or, different idea. if we're thinking about polygons, let's think about polygons. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to do a 16 by 16, which should be equal. Let's do 20 by 20, just in case. Is that a lot of polygons for something that doesn't matter? Yeah, it certainly is. Okay. I think we want to flatten this way. I need to offset this thing. Why is it doing that? 2020. Why is it so weird looking? There we go. Now I can flatten it. Hello? What was that? No. I want to flatten on one angle. What? Excuse me? Why is it doing this? Am I grabbing the wrong flag? I think it's because I spun at 45 degrees, but that's silly. That shouldn't make a difference. Let's do it again. This time I'm going to spin it on the x-axis 45 degrees, which that wasn't an angle. That was the distance that it traveled, and now it's on a 45 degree. Let's do... Oh, this is a pain. Nope. We're going to do it the old way. Icosphere, 3 depth. Make it flat. Make it flatter than that. And then we'll go ahead and grab a cube. And we'll make you nice and flat. Could even probably round the ends out, but I'm not that anal about it. And I'm just going to put you right on the top there. And while we chug through this, Rabbit, are you still here? Doing that kind of scaling in edit mode. You're talking about when I was trying to get like the 45 degree angles and stuff like that? Yeah, that makes sense. You know, sometimes you have like 1,000 thoughts in a second. It's like, what am I even doing anymore? It does make sense though. I get what you... Okay, so if I sit here and I confidently hit apply because I don't need to double check. True. Very good point. Simp, I don't know what I'd do without you right now. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. It's not very noticeable, but it's literally the smallest part of this object anyway, so who cares? Oh no, I'm doing the cube. There we go. We can go ahead and get rid of that. We can go in here, Boolean, cube, hit apply. Bada boom, we made a nut. Or a screw. Cool. Now, if I were being really crazy, I would sit here and redo the topology and I would try to round out these corners and stuff. But it can just be a hot cross bun. That's okay. Who cares? So we'll go ahead and make this bad boy small. And we'll go to our Brad. And we'll rotate by 90. I think that's the correct orientation. It is. And then we're just going to mirror it on the Brad once we get it in the perfect position. So this should be easy to go. In fact, I could go even crazier and say, what is the Y distance? Caught up on nut? You know me. You know me. Always a memer with this one. X. We're on the X dimension, so I want our X here, and I'm gonna plug that X into here, get it exact, and then we're gonna do that, and we're gonna scale. Oh, look how perfect that looks. Look how perfect that looks. Look how perfect that looks. Wow. You should be worried about me. I think a lot of people should be worried about me, but, you know, that's their own business. All right. That is there. Bada boom. Is it perfect? No. No, of course not. Oh, those normals. Why do the normals love to freak out? It's because you're doing booleans. That's why. Cool. So we'll call you... Oh, that's the screw. We'll call you small screw. Auto smooth. Ooh, what is auto smooth? How do I do that? Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and mirror this real quick. Or should I auto smooth before mirroring? Options above that. Wait. Above the material icon. I see you. Yes. In the vertex groups. Remesh. Normals. Oh, dude. Whoa. Does that affect anything in edit mode, or is that just clean it up after it calculates? That's not a hard solution, is it? Wow. Auto smooth is big. Yeah, it's not hard. I guess it'll work for now. Let's do it. I'll do it on all these. Don't need to do it on there. Wow, that's cool. It only edits the normals. I mean, that's fine. You still save normals in the final draft. That's great. Dude, huge lifesaver. Okay, small screw is going to be called small screw 1 now. Because, brilliant idea. Not brilliant. I'm not actually that smart, but little stroke of genius I have here is we're going to go to Brad, Z, Y, on the Y. Okay? I'm going to hit apply. We're going to try not to freak out. What am I doing? Nope, it's in object mode, and it should be... Oh, I've done this 1,000 times. Where is it? Mesh. Split, separate by loose parts. There it is. Aha. So now I have small screw 2. And what we will do with small screw number 2, right? Let's really sell the idea here. Is we're going to sit and rotate it. Nope, not that way. Not that way. What? How do I rotate it on this axis? Oh, I see. I need to redo the origins to geometry. There we go. And we're just gonna change it a little bit. So boom, they're not even the same. You look at them and you're like, wow, those are 2 separate meshes. Look at that. That's detail, baby. All right. Last but not least, we need to make the little knob that you grab onto. Joe, keep it in your pants. So we're gonna go here to my reference image. And it's a pretty clean looking shape. So we'll just do it like that. Okay, here's the idea. We're gonna grab a mesh. It's gotta be a UV sphere because I need perfectly like symmetrical pieces. Yeah, this'll do. 20 by 20 is fine. I'll rotate it by 90 as per the norm. Cries in horny jail. Don't know if I love, shouldn't have read that out loud, first off. Yeah, that's a very Joe comment there. Joe, I hope you're getting enough sex in your life. Or if you don't want sex, then whatever it is that you get off on, I hope you get enough of it. There's that. Proportion to here. I think I'm going to use a sharp. Not a sharp. How do I want to do this? Root. Root's perfect. Root will do. And I'm going to bring it out even further. And we're just going to really carefully get that part going. Appreciate it, Joe. Okay. I appreciate somebody that can read between the lines. That's a good characteristic to have. All right, we're here. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna scale it out just a little bit to match all of this. By the way, if I haven't said it enough, Simp, thank you so much for the help. I appreciate it. I am eternally a beginner when it comes to virtually everything that I've ever done. And just having somebody who cares enough to share an opinion is great. Thank you. It's really useful. Are you, by the way, your story? How long you been 3D modeling? I always love to hear everybody's stories. All right, we're gonna go ahead and poke a hole in here, and we're gonna make another screw in just a second. 5 years. What? That's awesome. Do you do 3D modeling for any sort of professional or freelance gigs? How's it been treating you? Look at that. Wow, that's a perfect knob. That's a perfect knob. Look at this bad boy. All right. So we're gonna wanna go ahead and bring it over here. I don't know why it got off so much. Recently graduated and I'm on the job market. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough time to be on the job market for sure. I feel you. I just quit in November. I quit a very terrible job, and honestly, I mean, I think we live in a world where it's very expected that you just give your life away to the jobs that you work at, and if you don't, then you're like a failure on society. And all I can say to you is, you know, do what you gotta do to earn money, you know, make a living, buy a house, buy food, all that jazz. But beyond that, stick up for yourself. I mean, so many people just take so much stuff from these jobs and just like get really beat up over things that don't matter. Don't let that be you. Stick up for yourself. You're worth it. The average human being is worth much more than what they get paid. And it's a real shame that we live in a world where people get sort of thrown around. So, all that's to say, I hope you find a job or whatever it is that you're looking for soon. But once you do, keep your eyes out. You know? You don't owe them anything. Just because you've been on the market for a while doesn't mean you owe anybody anything. Okay. That's a knob right there. We're gonna go and call you mid screw. Work to survive and do things you love on the side. Honestly, do what you love. Hold on. I gotta focus real quick. I just had an idea. You should definitely be doing the things that you love for work. It just takes the time to slowly get to the point where you're allowed to do it. In my case, I want to start a business. That's not what I wanted. I want to start a business. And 3D modeling is a part of that business. And luckily, I'm enjoying my time that I'm here with 3D modeling. So it hasn't been too much of a chore. But, you know, regardless, I'd have to learn this one way or another. So sometimes you got to just do what you got to do, start a business, whatever. I feel like I'm totally rambling at this point, but my headache's kind of going away, so I appreciate you in that way. You're doing a work for me. Look at this. Look at this. That's a spool, baby. Also, I realize that we're getting close on time, which is a real shame. I might go over today. I was late jumping on stream today. All right, so let's check our materials real quick. Let's go into our shaders. We'll make the screws rusty. I think it might be a weird contradiction to see the silver and the gold next to each other, but the kind of person that would have this does not care. All right, folks. What color, pattern, whatever do we want to do the little knob? I'm going to be using this on a future project. I'd love to remember you all with your input here. So what you say, I mean, unless it's crazy and terrible, we'll stay until the final result. So what do we want to do with this guy? Go ahead and get him started. It's going to be kind of like a plastic wood something or other. I was thinking maybe it could be like zebra striped, or it could be like a bright color, maybe a little bit of like white worn materials on it. I'm not sure. You let me know though. Wow, that's actually pretty nice looking. I think we did great. I'm pretty proud of this. Doesn't have problems? Absolutely. This is not a great render. If I showed this off at a contest, they'd be like, excuse me? But I think we did this in pretty record time. At least by my standards. All right, tell you what. I'm going to go ahead and do some zebra striping on here. I'll go ahead and use my traditional color set. So we're going to use constants between 2. And we're going to use like a plum sort of color. And let's use like a dark brownish gray. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and throw on a wave. I think is going to be the best looking thing here. Let's go rings. Let's go spherical. And I'll put a little tiny bit of like wood white in the middle of that. But we'll go crazy on the distortion. The scale can be slightly smaller. I think a wooden appearance would be good. Yeah, I was going for kind of like a pseudo wood finish, right? You'll see what it looks like in just a second here. I'm going to add like a pine, little pine thing here. Check this. A little bit of pulp between them. right? I mean, we could even go darker than this. Let's do 0.2. I don't like that dark. Let's go 0.25. There we go, that works. And this should be a little bit brighter, say 0.45. And then we'll just try and get our distortion right. I'd like a little bit more on the roughness scale. There we go. That's what I want. Okay, so detail scale is going to be 2, but the roughness will be high, so it's a little bit criggly-craggly weird looking. And then our distortion really needs to go off the charts. Whoa, too much. Too much, too much, too much. Chill out, bud. No, I liked it better when we had it before. So we'll go back to 10. Keep the detail at 10. And what I could do instead of distortion, let's turn the distortion up slightly just to get that fine edge. But I could determine the vector, I think, a little bit better. So let's make it a little bit more random. We want geometry. Oh, Guy Fieri, eat your heart out. Look at that. That looks terrible. Okay. What do we want? What do we want? Some really abstract looking stuff here. Okay, geometry is too crazy. Instead, we'll grab some tangents. No, tangent's not going to work. We need, I mean, dare I say we use Fresnel again? No. That even moves. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, we'll go back to what we had before. I'm okay with this. And then we can offset to get off that screw a little bit. There we go. Texture coordinate object. I think that's going to make it pretty much the same, right? Oh. Wow, that actually looks crazy, dude. Yes, yes, yes. Let's drop that distortion by just a little bit. No, no, no. We want to keep the distortion high. We want to keep the scale lower. That looks pretty buck wild. I might even lower the detail just a little bit. That looks about right to me. All right, how are we feeling? From 1 to 10. How keeping is that? I'm looking at it and I'm kind of inclined to change the plum to like blue or green. Thinking like a navy blue could look really good. I'm a big fan of gold with navy blue next to each other. I think that's just a good color combination. I can agree with the color. Yep. So let's go ahead and do some color. Blue and gold. Let's try it. I'll go a little bit on the cyan side, get a little bit of green undertone in there, and we'll raise the value slightly. There we go. In fact, I can even lower that and get a little bit more on the blue side. Say that. I actually liked it a little darker. Lower the cork part of it just a little bit. Yeah, I'd say so. Something that I try to keep in mind while I'm doing this is in-game. Oh, I've spoiled it. It's a game. In-game, it's going to look like this. So, you know, maybe you'll see it a little closer up in a menu or something. like if you're upgrading like a piece of your fishing rod or something. But for the most part, you're going to be seeing this. So I don't think it matters too much. But I'm a perfectionist. I think you have to be if you want to be an artist. So yeah, we'll take it there. Now, moving on. We are here. I got this guy going in, so let's go ahead and finish up all this. I want to grab edge, and I want to bevel all of this. We're going to clamp overlap, go max, and just give ourselves a little bit of a gradient here. Probably doesn't need to be that significant. We'll do 3. I am incredibly OCD, so I'm going to merge those at center. I'm going to merge these at center. And I'm going to merge those at center. And just repeat. I know I could Shift R this, but it's such a small command that who cares? I'm just going to do it. Also, I've tried using im, you know, the shortcut im to do this, and it just takes exactly as long for me. I can't wrap my brain around why im works. It seems not good. Okay, and we'll flatten that part out. And we can attach to the fishing rod. We are done with this guy. I have it as Shift plus X. Oh yeah, you have totally like changed your controls by now, haven't you? You're in a whole nother world to me. When I first started, I took some notes on like how weird I was making all my stuff. And then I realized I'm pretty much just using standard. Actually, we'll call you Rod. We'll put Rod up here. Okay, sure. I guess it'll go down there. And we'll call you Spool. And we'll move the fishing rod on down. And we'll turn her on. Okay, let's grab all of you. We're in edit mode. That's not going to work. Let's grab all of you. Let's scoot you on over. Scoot you down. I think we might want to make all of this just a little bit bigger. Like that will probably do. And we'll call it there. Okay, so we got a guy on a fishing rod. We're going. Now I got to conceptualize how to do the rest of this. Fishing rods look super weird. So I'm looking at classic fishing rods, right? The really easy way to do it is just to put these little rings all over the place and just kind of say like, Bob's your uncle, we've done it. It looks like they're actually sealed into the wood. So I'm going to copy what I'm looking at right now to the best of my ability. So let's go into Rod. Oh, this is going to be a pain, isn't it? Okay, I can do it. We're good. I've done worse things in my life. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of everything. We're going to make a... Do I want to make a Taurus? I could make a Taurus. That could work. Here's what's awkward about it. I gotta take this Taurus, and I gotta pop a little bit off of it. I gotta make little tendrils. I think the torus will work fine. Although you're right, I think I'll have less geometry if we do a cylinder. And geometry is pretty important for this. So let's do that. I'll pop a hole in there. The difficult part for me is I gotta figure out how to make some stuff coming off the bottom of this. So I'm just gonna do the way that I think I would do it if I weren't receiving help from very nice people. What would I do? Well, I think what I would do is I would grab those, and I would grab those. And I'd probably grab all of them. Maybe not that one. Yep, we would do that, and then we would do this. Make sure it's straight on the Z-axis, and then I would try to bevel that out myself. I think that's the way we would normally do this. And that's not terrible. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. So let me double check what I'm looking at online here. Oh, they do something really weird. They do something so strange with these. Okay, so we'll say 1.1. Nope. 1.5. Cool. We'll say that's it. I'm going to grab all of these. And we're going to go ahead and just try to get them even, which that's not the way I should do that. I'll just do it manually. We'll go ahead and grab you, pull you forward. There we go. Is this the best way that I should be doing this? No, of course not. In fact, I should be using orthographic, if anything. And we can use the grid, and we'll do the exact same thing here. I'm going to put a general thing on it real quick. Is there a simple way to grab a bunch of faces and say, make them flat on blank plane with each other? Is there a way to do that? I feel like there must be, right? Okay, that actually I don't mind at all. The really chaotic part that I'm going to have to do here in just a second is I'm going to have to splay them so that they're going to go in opposite directions evenly. Shift E. Let's see. Shift E? Whoa, I've never even seen this before. Oh, Control E. You and your controls and your shifts. Control E. Flatten. Where is flat? I feel like the old lady from that meme. Not seeing flatten. Might be in faces up here. It's a plugin. Got it. Okay, yeah, no worries. It's going to intersect with the mesh anyway. It's not that big of a deal. We'll be all right. Okay, so first things first, I need to loop cut this. I need to loop cut both of them. So I'm going to loop cut you, and we'll say 0.8 for the sake of OCD. And we'll loop cut you, and we'll say 0.8 for the sake of OCD, which I think is backwards. Nope, it's perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to grab all of you, and I'm going to shrink you down. Shrink just on this axis, There we go. Let's not glitch them out too much. Let's also pull them out a little bit. I loop cut a little too close. That's not a bad curve right there. I don't hate that. This part is very gross looking, but we'll fix it. Um. Oh, we can do some tilts and weird stuff there. Nope, I don't want to do that. Okay. So we got it all set right here. Now I will bevel just to make a slight... No. This is a terrible idea. We're going to bevel this. Yep. Okay, let's try what you said earlier. You said what? Control A and scale. And then I click it and I go to E and I try my thing one more time. I don't know if this is going to work. You might have given me a solution that worked for something specific. But I'm just trying it. Yeah, that doesn't super work for our purposes. I don't hate that. I probably should try and loop cut it again and make some more stuff with this. I think the really simple solution for me right now, apologies for how awful this is about to be, is to do this, and that. And that's at least something. We'll do the same thing over here. And we'll do 1, 2, 3. Hey, okay. Realized I probably should have edited this part when I edited the other one. My bad. Okay, so we can grab that. We can scale it down. That's about right. We should probably bevel this surface somehow. But it is correct. Okay, now. This part scares me. What I need to do is put one part forward and one part backwards, and I need to be able to mirror it. So I'm gonna write down some notes real quick. What is this? This is from the last game stream that we did. I took some notes. So we're gonna use that as our thing for taking notes. All right, let's go ahead and give it just a college try. I'm gonna scoot it up by 0.6. Wait, maybe I just need to scoot it up. Yeah, who cares? What am I doing? This works. Yeah, okay, boom. Sure, whatever. Then I'll move you down by 0.6. We're there. Like, come on, that's not that hard. What was I making a big fuss for? Easy peasy. Cool, cool, cool. And then we'll go ahead and grab both of our faces. We will poke a hole in them. Hey, Simp, I have another question for you if you're here. Let's say 0.2. How do I connect, or like, how do I punch this hole out in one command? Instead of deleting this face, deleting the bottom face, and connecting each vertice, is there a way to just like cut as a whole through this? I don't think inset face is exactly what I'm looking for either. Not that you were going to say that, but is there an easy way to do that? Plugin that comes with Blender. Yeah, we can try that. What's it called? Loop tools. I think I might have loop tools turned on already. Let's search it real quick. Oh, please don't crash my Blender. Loop tools. Yeah, I have it turned on. So Bridge. Is it bridge? Oh. Well, thank you. Appreciate you, man. That was excellent. That really did the job. I guess that's what 5 years of 3D modeling looks like. Man, 5 years. Blender was, it was super easy. Oh, flatten is in the loop tools too. Cool, I don't know why we didn't find it. Have you been using Blender the whole time, or did you do a different 3D renderer? Because if you've been using Blender this whole time, Blender 5 years ago was pretty bad. 3D Max. Wow. That's awesome. What kind of school did you go to? It's a nice school. You use Blender as well. Yeah, I think everybody's used Blender at this point. My school, we had a quote-unquote computer programming class where we learned HTML, like classic HTML. My school didn't understand what technology was. I think it was like a pretty big disservice, honestly, because by the time I got to college, I was sort of like, what is all of this? And then I did a good amount of computer science in college and wish I had the opportunity to do it better. Okay. Talking out loud what I'm doing right now. We're going crazy. So, what the heck is going on here? Why did it do that? Okay, well, first things first. We're gonna have some issues. I'm not gonna merge all these vertices. Let's use the auto merge. We'll do that in a second, actually. I'm not gonna auto merge yet. Man, 5 years. I can't imagine 5 years. What's the end goal for you? Like, what do you want to do? I guess just in life in general, but I guess I'm specifically asking for the sake of 3D modeling. Like, what's the goal? And if you don't have a goal yet, like, this is not meant to be pressure. Not everybody requires a goal in life. All right, there we go, there we go. Cool game art, yeah. I mean, that's a huge goal for sure. What kind of games? Joe, that seems up your alley too. I could see you being I could see you working at a games company. You're funny. Funny people usually do well in industries like that. Stylized. What does stylized mean? Stylized, you mean like low poly, or stylized, you mean like mid poly League of Legends style? League of Legends, by the way. Holy cow. The way that they pull off their 3D models. Joe, skill's secondary. You learn skills. We all learn skills. Hand-painted mid-poly. Yeah, like League of Legends, for sure. Yeah, that stuff's wild to me. Mid-poly is definitely like the workflow that I find myself most like attuned to. It's just nicer. No, I don't want to do that. Let's do this one. This is a rigid object. It doesn't need to move, so I'm going to chill out on trying to make it like super pretty on the geometry. Yeah, realistic graphics are boring. I think I'm sort of obsessed with the idea of like, can you make something that is realistic that superimposes stylized stuff on top of it. Like, what is Okami if the main character is hand-drawn but everything else is painted? What does that look like? I'm really obsessed with that, but I don't know if, like, physically that even works. It's a cool idea, though. I'm really into the just challenge of that. All right, we're just chugging through at this point. All right. I should also mention Okami is a game that I think doesn't really look that good anymore. I know that might be sacrilegious to some people. I just think the style that it was going for, just sort of like, it just looks weird nowadays. It looks too much like low poly stuff from the past. You know, you think of Okami and you're like, wow, hand painted all of that. And then you look at like hand painted indie games and it's like, oh, Okami doesn't really do it anymore. The game that immediately comes to my mind is a game called Amber Throne on Steam. It's a really wild looking game. It's gorgeous. And it's just like, you know, that was done by a very small team. All right, is this the grossest geometry you've ever seen? Sure is. Sure is bad. Sure is just really bad. Wow, why does it... What am I doing? Oh, yes, Owlboy. I have so many opinions of Owlboy. Okay, I think Owlboy is a game that didn't justify its gameplay super well. I think it's gorgeous. It is probably like one of the most beautiful games ever made, period. But I think a gameplay is just a little like of an afterthought. And so when I played through it, I was just stuck on this idea of like, what if they just made a movie? Like, what if they just Leica Studios it and made like a pixel art movie? Yeah, I agree. Like the part where you have to bomb or you have to like help those bomber girls into the city. It's like, what am I even doing? Like, how is this related to anything? But it's gorgeous. And it's important that it's gorgeous. All right, this is slightly better geometry, I will say. They're not even on either side. I don't know what I'm doing. I think we're getting lost in the sauce. I think I might be about to call it for 3D, and we might move on over to Sonic Adventure here soon. But at the very least, let me go ahead and put these models on and see what they look like. That's like the big thing for me right now is I need to work on my endurance when it comes to 3D modeling. I think streaming makes it a little bit more difficult just because, you know, I'm talking and I'm trying to present and I'm to some degree thinking about what I'm doing more. And, you know, to some degree that's good, to some degree that's bad, depending on your perspective. But I definitely just need to work on my endurance. I feel like I'm a little too fragile when it comes to how long I'm willing to work. All right. That looks pretty good to me. The one thing that I'm going to change, now that I'm looking at it, I thought about it earlier. We didn't do it earlier. We're going to do it now. Is we're going to push this back. There we go. From first glance, that looks fine. Yikes. Okay, yeah, I need to fix those vertices for sure. Oh, okay. Okay. We're going to sit here, we're going to merge at center, and then we're just going to Shift R. We're just going to Shift R it, and we're going to do our best not to accidentally click something that totally destroys our mesh. There we go. There we go. All the way up. This should fix a lot of those little clipping issues, but I will auto smooth as Simp has lovely. Yeah, merge by distance is probably how I should be doing this. I thought of that literally as you were typing it. I was like, wait a second. Oh well. The problem with auto merge to me is I always forget where in the menu it is. So every time I go to do it, it takes like 30 seconds, and I'm like, I'll just do it manually. I understand that's like not good protocol. All right, and we should be here. So we're gonna go to object mode, we're gonna turn that off, and it's smooth. Hey, look at that. It looks so not very good there. I want to fix these little shoulder bits, but it's not going to be today. In my true fashion, I make a model, I put it in my Google Drive for like a week, and then I just, like 3 in the morning, wake up and I'm like, I'm going to do this. You'll do the auto merge? Yeah. I agree with that. All right, let's go ahead and place this. We're going to go ahead and turn on all of this. This guy can be rotated by 180. Scoot you up. Drop you down. Probably shouldn't have scooted you up so much. And we're in. Now, what's really important is I just need to make sure that I get the distance correct, and then I'll just copy it every single time. So. Oh, wait, no, I probably don't want to do that. It's not the worst thing in the world. Glimpse to the void. I think, yeah, that's 3D modeling in general. It's just the void. All right, so here's something that I mess up a lot. Let's double check that I do this correctly. Whoa, my lights just flickered. We'll call this ring 1. I believe what I want to do is I want to control D. Nope. How do I duplicate this? Do the rings get smaller? I keep looking at like reference images, and it's kind of 50-50. It's more like 60-40, and most of them look like they don't change size, but the first one is big. So, you know what? Just for the sake of your comment. Oh, an array modifier. You're trying to kill me, aren't you? Okay, we'll do that. That's going to be our big boy. Okay, so I know the array modifier. How do we make a duplicate of this so that I can then resize it before we do the array modifier? I'm pretty sure it's... I can just duplicate, right? Copy, paste. No, it didn't do it. How do I get that menu up? I want to say it's Control D. Shift D. Aha. When you say shift, you mean Control D, right? Shifty's not loving me. Oh, there we go. Cool. And you right click it to put it back in the same place. It's weird, it didn't work the first time. Okay, so We're going to be very careful. I'm going to have to do some calculations on the size real quick. I'll do it by eye, and then I'll check my math afterwards. You have to do it in the viewport. Got it. That's weird. I didn't know there was different shortcuts depending on where you were standing or sitting. Okay, so if I resize this, no problem. And I can scooch it back onto there. And here's what I'm going to do. We're going to say the Z is negative 0.3. What is your Z? Negative 0.8. So it's going to be 0.5 differences every single time. So we'll go ahead and put you on an array modifier. And the Z is going to be 0.5. Which, what? That doesn't make any sense. What have I done? What am I thinking? Negative 0.8 meters. Negative 0.3 meters. What is this? Is this a ratio? So I suppose I want it at 5 or 50. It's the length of the object. Wow. Okay, so we are doing math now. So we want 0.5, and we want to look at the Z height of the object, which I can't really do. So we're going to guess. I'll do some math later. Again, we're running on time. I just don't want to cut our time too short. So if we do it by eye, I'm going to say 16, a little bit more, 18. And we'll double that to 5, 6. Okay, and then we'll just slightly tune the X to negative 0.08. And we're there. I think theoretically the last one's supposed to be on the tip there. So let's do it right. Also, I kind of agreed that we were going to do 6 of them. So let's do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's increase this Z to 21. 22, and then this guy needs to be moved up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna say negative 0.25. More than that, negative 0.18. Negative 0.2. That works. Our X's match up correctly, so now we just need to get it to the last little bit on here. Get that array slightly bigger. We'll say 24, and that's going to be pushing it. No, we'll do 23.5. And I don't care if these are slightly off anymore. That's fine. It barely touches, so we're going to say negative 0.9. Negative 0.09. Hey, okay, cool. So what's left to do? All I really need to do is paint this object and do the cork. There's some cork right here that I need to vertex out. And we're not going to do that right now. Need a hook and you can go fishing. Yeah. So, spoilers. This is a project I'm working on. It's going to take literally forever. Don't expect anything anytime soon. This is how I'm teaching myself game design through this like fishing game. But the central premise of the game is going to be the little lures that you put on it and put out in the water. And there's going to be kind of a extra mechanic to it. It's going to be a fishing game, obviously, but it's not going to be about fishing. There's going to be like a story to it, and the stories come from the lures. So I don't want to give too much away. We'll leave it at that for now. Okay, that's big ring, and that is small rings. And I will go ahead to my material editor. Oh, look how beautiful she looks. You know, I'm not normally one to brag. I don't know if this is the best place for me to say that, because I've bragged a lot in a place where I probably shouldn't be bragging. But I typically am not somebody to brag, but I would say I really like this game. I think it's a really good idea for a game. I'm not somebody who really likes like pro bass fishing or anything like that. But I am really inclined towards like Animal Crossing fishing, and I'm incredibly inclined towards Dark Cloud 2 fishing. Stardew Valley to some degree is really nice. So yeah, we're just kind of trying to hit that ballpark. I'm going to go ahead and make just a little wood thing. This is not final. This is just me kind of messing around because I just want to have something that I can throw up on my Instagram. Call me like a clout chase or anything like that, but having Instagram like as something that I upload to motivates me to work harder. And so, you know, whatever. If that's not the best practice or whatever, too bad. It's good for me. Makes me feel good. All right, so we got our wood texture. We're gonna do diagonals. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. That's gonna be so nice once we get rid of those gradients. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna up our distortion by 10, up our detail to 10, same as before. Roughness down. Detail might go down just a little bit. Look at that perfect little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and place these guys really close together. Probably put another one over here. And we're going to grab some wood tones. So like a really dark, maybe a little bit red. Then we'll grab a brighter, more piney sort of yellow. Come on, you got it. And then we'll grab just a typical brown over here. Less saturated than that. A little bit less on the red. This guy needs to be darker. And this guy needs to be darker. Way darker. There we go. If this was a little bit more realistic, which I will do right now actually, we'd put a black in there. It wouldn't be true black, it would be a really dark green, because all it is the stuff, the schmutz that's in your finger getting into the cracks, but it needs to be way darker than that, like 0.2. Nope, 0.02. Here we go. It's not perfect. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll open up a 3D shop and I'll sell the fishing rod. I doubt it, but it's there. All right, it's a little hard to look at right now. I gotta kind of frame the camera in a way, but you know, I like that. Looks good. And this little bumpy bit that I hated so much, I actually don't hate once you have the material on it. It actually looks pretty good. It looks like somebody just sat with a little hammer and tinkered at it, which is, you know, exactly what I'm going for right now. Oh, look at that. That's a view right there. Heyo. Okay, cool. The tip looks fine. I actually might change my offset just a little bit to try and get that. Nah, it can go 0. Cool. Nope, not 90. 0. And we're here. So, I mean, it's not the most interesting thing yet. I need to put the cork on there, and maybe I'll add like a little feather or something sticking off just to give it a little bit of visual representation. But for the most part, this is it. This is our fishing rod to be revisited for another day. So, as is concerned, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little 10-minute break just to get some water, go to the bathroom, everything. I'm gonna be back with Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure DX. It's a wild game. If you haven't seen it, it is very weird, very funny. If 3D is what you're here for, I'll be back on Sunday, same time. And yeah, that's it for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a 10-minute break. Might post this on my Instagram now or later. And I'll be back to play some Sonic. So I'll see you there.